If I ask you how to solve these questions within few seconds, then can you solve this problem? So if you want to solve these important questions which can be asked in Cognizant, then please watch this video till the end. So hello my dear family members, I hope all of you are preparing well for your upcoming aptitude assessment of Cognizant. So if you are preparing for these, then you have to know few shortcut tricks for important chapters. So let me share all of these in this video so that you don't miss anything. Just before that guys, please do subscribe this channel and watch the playlist regarding any component that you want, and please do share this content and comment down which content do you want more. Okay, so let me start. Let me start with the very beginning of LCM and HCF. So I hope you have already gone through LCM and HCF in your past years or in your 4th, 5th standards. So let me tell you, let me start from medium level. Okay. So as you know, LCM is least common multiple and HCF is highest common factor, or GCD you can say, the greatest common divisor. Okay. So how to find a LCM, how to find a HCF, you know better. Okay, we can find this using division method, we can find this using prime factorization method, but this is the generic process available, right? So I'm going to share shortcut tricks to calculate the LCM and HCF very quickly so that it will take lesser time. Okay, so the approach is this. Let's say these are the numbers you have been provided. Okay, so 150, 210, 375. What is the greatest number which can divide all of these? Okay, so that number will be your HCF. So just like as of now, for example, I'm starting with 2, right? I'm starting with 2. Like I'm assuming that 2 can divide all, but this is obvious that one number is like one digit is 5, so obviously 2 cannot divide it. And very if you know the divisibility rule, then if a number having 5 at the end, then that number must be divided by 5. Okay, and if any number is having 0 at the end, then that number must be divided by 5. Okay, so that means you can start with 5. Okay, then 5, 15, because if any number is having 5 at the end, then that number will be divisible or with by such number which have 5 at the end as well. Okay, so that's why let's start with the 5. Okay, so 5 is obviously like 5 can obviously divide all of this, but let's start with the 15. Okay, so 15, yeah, this can be like 15 into 10 is 150, and 50 into 15 to 14 is equal to 210, and 15, yeah, 15 can also divide this as well. Okay, so that means 15 is the HCF. But what is the shortcut tricks, like how can you proceed? So while solving in pen and paper, using pen and paper, do this. That is, let's say you can start with the greatest number you can assume or you can realize in your mind. Okay, let's say here we have started with 2, but you should not start with 2. Okay, because you have already seen that 5 is at the end, so start with 5. Okay, so 5 can divide all. Yes, 5 can divide all. 5 can divide all, but if I divide by 5, then it's fine, but there is another number which can divide this as well. Okay, what is that? We have to find that, right? So we have to go with the next number, 5, 10, 15, right? So 15 can divide all of this. I'm going to share another approach which is very much helpful, so let me share that. So that is let's say yeah, so here are 3 numbers, right? So you have to find which has least difference in between. So 150, 210, or 150 to 375, which if you subtract, which will give you least difference. So here you can get the least difference, right? 150 and 210, that is only 60. So 60 is the least difference. So you have to divide this as like 2 into 30 is a possible, we can write 60 as 2 into 30. Okay, we can write 60 as 4 into 15, right? We can write is as 12 into 5, right? Yeah. mm, yeah, okay. So we can write this different way, right? So just check if this number 30 can divide all. No. Okay, if 12 can divide all. No. If 15 can divide all. Yes. So this way you can also calculate the HCF. So if this divide all, then this is the HCF. So I hope you understood how to calculate. Let's say there is a very large numbers there, so you can proceed with this process. Okay, so let me share the same concept. So here, as you can see, HCF of 216, 12, 15, 2169, 14, 200, 1422, 2223. Okay, so here if you go with normal process now, this will take very much time. So here at first find the least difference. So the least difference can give if you subtract between this number and this number. So 2169 and 2223, if you subtract, this give you 54 only. Okay, so now divide 54, like write 54 as 2 into 2, 2 into 27, 3 into 18, and 6 into 9. Okay, then try if we can divide all these numbers by 27, if we can divide all these numbers by 18, if we can divide all these numbers by 9. So check if a number is such there which can divide all these numbers, then that is the HCF. Okay, so I hope you understood the shortcut. As I have written this in page, that's why it may seem like it takes so much time, but if you calculate by your own and if it becomes your habit, then it will take very less time. Okay. Okay, so let me share the LCM process, how to calculate that. Okay. Okay, so if you know the LCM how to calculate, right? So division method you can know, you know already, prime factorization method, all you know, right? So let me share the shortcut method how to calculate the LCM in shortcut way. So that is, let's say there are four numbers, right? So at first get the largest number. 15 is the largest number here, right? So try to divide by any number available here, right? So start with the don't start with an odd number. Even you start with even number, right? So 10 is a even number, so I'm starting with 10. So let's start with, like, start dividing the largest number by 10. So if it is divided by 10, no, no, right? So multiply this 15 with such a number, so that we can divide that number by 10. So if we divide this by 2 now, sorry, if we multiply this by 2, then we can get 30, and this is divisible by 10, right? Then we have to check if 30 is divisible by 12. No, nah. So that, like, let's just multiply this number with such a digit so that we can get a divisible of 12. So if we multiply this na with 2, so this becomes 60, right? So it is divisible by 12, right? It is divisible by 12, 12 into 5, right? So then check if it is divisible by 9. No, na. So if it is not divisible by 9, so just multiply this number with such a digit so that that number can be divisible by 9. Okay, so if we divide by if we multiply by 2, then it becomes 120, and 120 is not divisible by 9. So let's multiply this by 3. So this becomes 180, and 180 is divisible by 9. Okay, 9 multiplied 2 is 18. Okay, so for 9, what is the divisibility rule? That is, you have to again add all the digits and check if that number is divisible by 9 or not. Okay, so 8 plus 1 is 9, so 9 9 ones are 9, so that's why it is divisible by 9. Okay, so if we divide this number by 9, then it can divide. Okay, so that's why this number is the LCM. Okay, so as I have shown you in a broader way now, like not broader way, but as I have been teaching you, that's why it takes some time. But if you do by yourself, then it will take very lesser time. Okay, and there are other processes as well. So just it will not be applicable for everywhere, but for most of the time, if you have 3 to 4 numbers, then you can go with this process. Okay, and if the number is very bigger, like 2454, so that time it may not work. So that time go with the normal prime factorization method. Okay, so I hope you understood, but most of the time it will work. Okay, okay, so let me go with some important information, that is the relationship between HCF and LCM is, obviously you know that A into B is equal to HCF into LCM. Okay, is A into B is equal to HCF into LCM. Just remember this, it will be very much helpful in the upcoming sessions, in the upcoming exams, everywhere. Okay, so rule for finding out HCF and LCM for fractions, that is for 1 by 2, 4 by 7 and 9 by 12. So if you want to find the LCM of these fractions, then the rule will be LCM of the numerators and HCF of the denominators. Basically, if you are calculating LCM, then LCM will be at the numerator. Okay, and if you are calculating HCF, then HCF will be at the numerator. Okay, so HCF of numerator you have to calculate, then LCM of the denominator you have to calculate. Okay, so this is how you have to calculate the you have to find the HCF and LCM for fractions. Okay, so I hope you will remember all of this, guys, and please, like, you can take the notes, or you, if you want the notes, then you can just consider our prime materials, where I'll submit all of my handwritten notes, and as well as all previous year questions, also the recent questions, interview experiences, and also the mock test, everything you need to crack any exams. So please consider our prime materials so that you will get all. Okay, so thank you. Okay, so now this is the most important part I am going to tell, because from this you will get one question, at least not one but at least two questions in your exams. What is that? You have to know few special cases. What are those? Those are this: when a number is divided by a, b and c, leaving same remainder r in each case, then that number must be k plus r, where k is the LCM of abc. Okay, so if three numbers, if you divide a number with three different number and it is leaving a same remainder r, that case the number will be LCM of abc. That is, I hope you understood what I meant. Sorry, LCM of abc plus r. Okay, so this is the number x. Okay, this is the number x, and if we divide by a, b and c, then it is leaving one same remainder r. So that case, how to find this number? Just LCM of this number plus add this remainder, you will get the number. Okay, so the next like I'm going to share all the examples, just wait. Okay, so this is the second special case. It is not properly visible, but still let me just read it for you. Okay, when a number is divided by ABC, leaving remainders P, Q and R respectively, such that difference between divisor and remainder is in each case is same, that is A minus P is equal to B minus Q is equal to C minus R is equal to T, let's say, then that least number must be in the form of k minus t. Okay, where k is LCM of abc. Okay, so I hope this is not visible, so just whatever I have told, like go back and watch again. So if the number is x, if we divide by three different numbers a, b, c, and if it is leaving three different remainder p, q, and r respectively, then the number is k, that is the LCM of ABC, minus t. What is t? T is a minus p, b minus q, c minus r. Okay, that means the difference between the divisor and the remainder. Okay, so I hope you will remember the second scenario as well. So let me share the third and fourth scenario. The largest number which, when divide the numbers a, b, and c, the remainders are same, then that largest number is given by HCF of a minus b, b minus c, and c minus a. Okay, so basically, just to wait, I am going to share the best, like the most important concept, the most important special case within very few minutes. Okay, so the largest number which, when divide the numbers a, b, and c, the remainders are same. Same. This is the key word. Then that largest number is given by HCF of a minus b, b minus c, and c minus a. Just if you calculate the HCF of these numbers, then you will get the largest number, which, when divide the numbers a, b, c, it leaves the remainder same. Okay. So I'm going to give you real examples. So just wait. You will get to know soon. The largest number which, when divide the numbers a, b, c, give remainders p, q, r. So the first two cases are regarding LCM, right? So for first case, leaving remainder same. Okay, leaving remainder same. So for that case, the number is LCM of k, LCM of ABC plus r, that is remainder. Okay, and in that second case, the remainder were respectively p, q, r. Okay, so different remainders were there. So for that, the the number is LCM of that number minus the difference between divisor and remainder. Okay, and for the last two cases, those are regarding HCF. So first case is where remainder is same. So in that case, how to calculate the number, how to get the number? The number will be HCF of a minus b, b minus c, and c minus a. Okay, and for this last case, that is the largest number which, when divide the numbers ABC, give remainder PQR respectively. That means the different remainder. Okay, when they are giving different remainder, for that case the number will be HCF of A minus P, B minus Q, and C minus R, as it was in LCM. Like, we have to get the difference between divisor and remainder. Here as well we have to calculate the HCF of divisor and the remainder. Okay, divisor and remainder, divisor and remainder, divisor and remainder. Okay, so I hope you will remember. Just when you will start calculating, then it will be easier to calculate. Okay, so here is the most important concept I'm going to share, that is a biggest container to measure quantities. Okay, so that is, let's say, in this type of problem, there will be three containers. Okay, you have to find a smaller container that can measure all those three quantities exactly. Okay, so there will be three bigger containers. Okay, then if the question is, if you have to find a smaller quantity or smaller container which can measure all the three quantities exactly, so that will be the solution will be HCF of ABC. Okay, that means the containers. So then the next most important is this circle based runner problem. What time, let's say, from a point, three men started running and in a circular path. Okay, at what time they will meet again at the starting point? So in this type of problem, we can get different types of problems. Okay, so just wait, I'm going to share examples. Okay, so how to calculate these problems? Just find LCM of these minutes. Okay, so if A reached at 60 minutes, if B reach at like at 90 minutes, and C, if C reached at 120 minutes in the starting point, then if you calculate their LCM of these minutes, then you will get when they will meet again at the starting point. Okay, then I want you to have the most loved, most trusted prime materials for Cognizant, in which you will get all the recent aptitude questions, .NET, Java, Python coding questions with answers, then SQL, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, communication assessment help, and mock test, free mock test and interview experience. Everything is available. As you can see, students are giving us this feedbacks 4.4 stars, and also you can see this is the feedback students are giving. And let me show you what type of PDFs you will get. So if you purchase this type of multiple PDFs, you will get, and you can see this is the question and explanation are given, also previous year questions, recent questions, and also screenshots of actual questions are available there. So please visit topment.io/techno_uf. there you will get all the materials at a bunch. Okay, so the link will be given in the description box. Please go through that. So let me share few examples so that it will be easier to understand. Okay, so if three bells ring at intervals of 36 second, 46 second, and 48 second respectively, they start ringing together at a particular time. They will ring together after every how much second or how much minute. So this is as not, I'll say as simple as that, but this is similar as the like this concept, when they will meet again, when they will start blinking again, when they will ringing again as together. So this type of problem now, you have to calculate the LCM of these numbers 36, 48 second and 48 seconds. Okay, so I hope you know the shortcut tricks to calculate all those numbers. So if you know, then please start solving by yourself. Okay, so if you want me to solve, then let me just solve it. So if we divide 48, so if we divide by 48 by 36, then it is not divisible, right? It is not divisible. So if we just multiply this becomes 96. It is still not divisible by 36. Okay, if we multiply this number by 2, then this becomes 1. If we multiply this number by 2, then this becomes such a number which is also not divisible by 36. If we multiply this number by 3, then this becomes what, 8 to 88. Okay, so this number is divisible by 36. Okay, then now check if this number is divisible by 48, yes or no. Okay, so just calculate that. If it is not divisible by, like, if it is not divisible by 48, then just multiply, keep multiplying. Okay, so get a number, so that get a list number, okay, here, so that that can be divisible by all these numbers. Okay, so what can be that number? So let me just multiply this with so one thing, let me tell you about this. So if we are going with 8 na, so 8 into 1 is 8, 8 into 2 is 16, 8 into 3 is 24, and 8 into 4 is equal to 32. Okay, and 8 into 5 is equal to 40, then 48, right? So this is the circle. Okay, this is the loop. You have to know 86420 02468 02468. So this will be the numbers. So it will be keep it will keep looping. Okay, 86420. Okay, so I hope you know this. So let me calculate, let me just multiply this with such number so that it will be divided by 40. It will be divided by 40, right? So if I want a multiple and which should be divisible by 40, in that case I have to get a number which has a 0 at the end. So if we multiply by 5 now, that's the time you will get a 0. So if we multiply this by 5, so 5 multiply 8, that is 40, right? So 0, then 4, 4, 14, 40. So this number is divisible by 40. Okay, so yes, this number is divisible by 40. So that's why this way you can solve the problem, and it will give you the result in a very short time. Okay, so as I'm teaching you, that's why it took time, but it will not take that much time if you solve by yourself. Okay, so now divide this by 60 and you will get the minutes, the seconds in the as a result. Okay, so let me show the next problem, that is the maximum number of students among whom 1001 pens and 910 pencils can be distributed in such a way that each student gets same number of pens and same number of pencils. Whenever you are getting maximum in the question, whenever you will see maximum number of students, largest and maximum you will get, na, that time you can proceed with HCF. Most of the time it will work. Okay, if you don't know what to do, then this is the trick. Most of the time it will work, that is maximum number of students, largest, find out the largest. Okay, so this type of problem you will have to go with HCF of those numbers. Okay, so if you just calculate the HCF of these numbers, so you will get the desired answer. So please do it by yourself. I'll not go with that. Okay, so I hope you will do so by yourself. So still if you don't know, then let me do it for you. 910 and 1001, right? So last time I have told you that if you calculate the difference between them, so the difference between them is 91, right? 91. So we can divide this as 13 into 7, right? So only this way we can do. So that's why one of them will be the desired, like our expected HCF. So 13, right? So for this, let me just get 13 multiply. Where is the pen? I could not find it. Yeah. So if we divide this number by 13, then 91 and 91, so this is divided by 13 and this is also divided by 13. So that's why 13 will be the HCF. Okay, so see how much easier to calculate this HCF. Okay, so you just find out the difference between them. Okay, and like just divide this number as this 13 into 7 and like start dividing these numbers by 13 and check if this is divisible by 13, then that is the HCF. It's very simple, right? So I hope you understood. Okay, so let me start with the, so here as you can see, this is a pentagon. Okay, anyhow, I don't know why the, okay, sorry. Actually, I have blacked out the sorry. Okay, so if this is a pentagon now and you are told that all the sides of this is respectively 216, this, so find the greatest length tape, find the greatest length tape that can measure each side. So here greatest is mentioned, right? So that's why you have to go with the HCF. So how to find out the HCF? I have already shown how to calculate it, right? So just find out the difference between like the least difference you have to find. Then after finding that, just divide that number as this 54, multiply this as this, then find out the HCF. Okay, the HCF will be the answer 9. Okay, so this is as simple as that. So let me show the next question, that is uh, to place all tree in minimum rows. Okay, we have to plant maximum trees in a row. Okay, so let's say there are two rows. Here you have to plant trees. Okay, so you have to you have to find the number, how much trees you can maximum uh, plant. Okay, so if you have to get the common, then you have to go with the HCF of these numbers. Okay, so as they have mentioned maximum trees in a row, so you have to go with HCF of these numbers. Okay, so if we just calculate the difference between the like if you want to get the least difference, then just for yeah, 429 and 363, it will give the least difference, so that is 66. And just uh, divide this as 2 into 33, and 33 can divide all these numbers, so that's why 33 is the like HCF. Okay, and this is the number we can max plant at these two rows. Okay, okay, so this is how we can calculate all these problems. So let me show few more difficult problems. So as you can see, so ring bells problems. So actually there was a bell. Okay, there are three bells. Okay, there are three bells. Sorry, I am not good at drawing. There are three bells. They ring at this interval 20, 30 and 40 seconds. Okay, 20, 30 and 40 seconds they ring together. Okay, no, they ring not together, they rings at this interval. Okay, you have to calculate when they will ring together, after how much time. So this type of problem, as I have told, you have to calculate the LCM of these numbers. Okay, so as you can see, you have to calculate these numbers, like you have to calculate the LCM of these numbers. So you know the shortcut tricks to calculate the LCM, right? So that is just you have to put like get the largest number, that is 40, and divide by 20 if it is divisible. Yes, if it is divisible by 20, so multiply by 1. If it is divisible by 30, no, so multiply by 2. That becomes what? That becomes 80, and that is not divisible by 30. Multiply by 3, 40 into 3, that becomes what? 120, and that is divisible by 30. So that's why 120 will be the LCM. So this is how you can calculate. Okay, so 120 is the answer. Sorry, 120 second, that means 2 minutes. After 2 minutes they will ring together. Okay, so this is the type of problem we'll get. So next problem is regarding traffic light. So there are three lights, right? So one is green, one is amber, one is red. Okay, so they blink at these intervals 36, 42 and 72. At this interval they are blinking. So after how many time they will blink together? So just calculate this, guys. I'm not going to solve this problem. So this type of problem you can face in LCM and HCF type of problem. So let me just show a few more types of problem. So that is this list. So here you have been told the least number which when divided by 4, 6, 8, 12 and 16, it leaves same remainder in each case, that is 2. So I have told you to calculate the process to calculate the like the number. What is the least number? How can you find? That is just LCM of all these numbers plus the remainder. Okay, you can get the output. So how to get that? You have already got to know this formula. Just calculate the LCM of this and add this. So if you want to go with the shortcut tricks, you can go, but you can go with this process as well to calculate the LCM. Okay, whatever whatever takes lesser time, go with that process. Okay, so I hope you understood. So if you just calculate the LCM, this becomes 48, and if you just add this last 2, then it becomes 50. Okay, so the next type of problem is this: 3 rows. Okay, one thing as well here, as you can see, least number they have told, right? So least means you have to go with LCM. Okay, so just remember that. And as the remainders are same, so that's why the +2 method will be there. Okay, so the next problem is 3 rows. Okay, 3 mm, so this is the same problem, the like will when will they meet again type of problem. I'm not going to solve this. So product of two co-prime numbers, you know that A into B is equal to LCM and HCF. You can calculate what is the second type of number. Okay, let me just solve this as well. Product of two co-prime numbers is 14, 4, 3. Then their LCM is what? Okay, so you know HCF of co-prime numbers is 1, right? LCM of co-prime number is 1. So you have to implement this formula. A into B is equal to LCM into HCF. You know the HCF is 1. So A into B already they have provided, that is 14, 4, 3. So that's why the LCM will be 14, 4, 3. Okay. So I hope you understood. So basically in this like you have to implement A into B is equal to LCM into HCF formula. Just remember that. Okay. So let me show another type of problem. Okay. Yeah, this one actually I think this is not properly visible, but still let me tell you. Find the greatest number which divides 99, 123, 183, leaving the same remainder in each case. So here the last time we have done for least number. Okay, here it is mentioned the greatest number. Okay, so that's why obviously you have to go with the HCF process. Okay, but which formula to take? Here the number divides these numbers, leaving same remainder. Okay, so that's why HCF of A minus B, B minus C, C minus A, you have to calculate. So this minus this, so you have to get the positive number. Okay, and this minus this, and this minus this. So get the positive number and calculate the HCF of this. So calculate the HCF of this using the difference method. So 84 minus 60 will give you the less difference. So 24, if you just divide this 24 now as this 2 into 12, 4 into 6, 3 into 8, and try to divide all these numbers. So 12, right? So 12 can divide all these numbers. So 12 is the HCF. Okay, so start with the lesser numbers first. So 2 into 12, so 12 can divide all these numbers. So 12 is the HCF. So I hope you understood how to calculate the HCF easily. Okay, so and also you know the process how to calculate this type of problems when you have to like when they have told that find the greatest number which divides these 3 numbers, leaving the same remainder in each case. Okay, so that time you have to find the HCF of these numbers. Guys, I'm going to solve all the types of aptitude questions in this playlist, so please subscribe this channel and share this playlist with your friends so that I'll be motivated. Okay, so I hope you will keep like you will remember this. Okay, so the next type of problem is find the greatest number which will divide this number and it will leave remainder 6, 7, 8 respectively. For that case, as well as you can see, greatest is mentioned here, right? So as greatest mentioned, so you have to go with HCF, but which method to choose as their like the remainders are not same, so you have to go with the difference between divisor and the remainder. Okay, so 42 minus 6, then 49 minus 7, 56 minus 8, then you have to calculate the HCF of those differences. Okay, so HCF of these numbers will be 6, so that's why the output is 6. So I hope this much of discussion is enough for today's session. So I'm going to upload this PDF. If you have already taken the Prime membership, then it's fine. Then you can get this at our Prime folders. So please go through that. And again, I'm requesting you to have the Prime materials, because this will help you a lot, because it has all the previous year questions, recent questions with answers, aptitude, mock test, coding questions with answers, advanced aptitude, everything. Also interview preparation as well. So you can go with any plans we have, like plan Lord, where we are providing along with 9 companies, 2 companies free materials, plus all the product based companies materials free. Also you can go with plan Sigma, plan Superior, plan King, plan Hope, or plan Queen, where we are providing all the companies specific coding questions. Okay, so I hope you will remember. And also if you want the free materials, then fill the form given in the description box or in the comment box. So fill the form, I'll provide the materials freely, like obviously with limited resources. Thank you for today's session.